What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 and another Chaos 7 build. This one is just simply titled Too Many Volcanoes, as I'm going to bring all 6 of my Lavamancers out for the ride today on Nimbus Reach Chaos 7 Trials. Now, I do have kind of random shards in all of my Volcanoes, but mainly I was going for defense rate and deadly strikes. Power transfer, of course, is a must in a medallion, so that's what I've gotten everything, with one exception. I did properly shard one volcano as a wall. Power transfer, volcanic shock, and vampiric empowerment, and that is going to be for this lane right here. Now, although I am going to be using the volcanoes as a wall, obviously it's not a true wall. I can't use the blockade shards in it. However, that stun shard is very nice, and I'm half tempted to go and farm up 6 of them for the rest of my volcanoes. However, we'll get that bad boy right there. Oops, that's the wrong wall, isn't it? Yes, it is. That health is not enough. Let's see. Let's go with this one instead. 4 million's a little bit better. And then we're going to throw a volcano right there. And we'll get one right there. And then that should leave one more for... Let's go ahead and move it all the way back to there. Now, 2 more Lavamancers to go, so a couple more volcanoes. Let's go bust out Microwave and Molten Cookie. You got to get your named Lavamancers in there. If they don't have proper names and they're named Volcano 1, 2, 3, and 4, you know you're doing something wrong. So, you got to get Microwave and Molten Cookie out there and ready for the action. Now that actually frees up one volcano. Very, very tempting. I think I'm going to do absolutely the wrong thing and throw it right up on top here. Now, there's a good chance that this could end up collecting just massive aggro. I guess we'll find out here. And then that gives you a good view of the range. When you do go full range Gambit and Deadly Strikes, it's going all the way over to that entrance. So 6 volcanoes down, half of the DU spent. I'm going to fill in the rest and DPS on my Nuke Monk. Love me some Monk action. And one of the things for certain with the volcanoes is you get a whole lot of loving out of lightning strikes. There is no doubt about it. And what we've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. Basically, I'm going to shoot for spending 100 DU per lane, which is going to be 2 Flame Auras and 2 Lightning Strikes. Let's just go ahead and stack them right up like that. Let's do the same thing on every lane here, and then I'll see what is left over. Actually, we got some double dipping opportunities here. I'd feel just silly not taking them. So let's go ahead and do that, and that's going to leave me 1... Actually, you know what? We can double dip this whole side. Let's just do it. Let's go something like that for this end. Over here, I guess we'll go 1 more Flame Aura, and then something like that, maybe? Not sure if I like it. Guess we'll find out here in a moment. Let's see, and that's actually going to leave me 210, which is quite a bit left. It's because I didn't spend as if this was 2 individual lanes. Well, I guess I did, kind of. Let's see, let's get that other lane stout, and then I'm going to actually go ahead and expand this lane out, since the 2 outside lanes could really cause the biggest problems for me, I believe. See, I've got 160 left. I'm going to go ahead and use all that right here. So let's go 2 Flame Auras. And then I think we'll just go all the way up to the gate, or dang near it, with some Lightning Strikes. So there, all of the DU is now spent. Let's find a nice place to kick back and enjoy the fireworks show, as it should be fairly festive. Let's see, we're going to get way too much smoke there for a good view. I think the view may be That's not really a great spot either, to be honest with you. I wonder if there is a good spot here. Let's see, up top maybe? Can I even make it on the monk? No, I failed. I'm sure I could probably get up there. Do I want to stand right on top of this one? Well, that's the key to getting up top, that's for sure. Yeah, that's a little bit better view. Not quite as smoky now. I can still see, you know, we still got the massive smoke trails, of course, but I can still see what's going on. See, that volcano actually took a shot here from a cobalt. Nope, I'm out of mana for repairs. That's alright. I think it will survive the rest of the wave. We'll see here. Hopefully. Now that wave 1 is in the bag, the cobalt should not be as much of an issue. And I'm going to waste 100 mana here real quick and show you why, in most cases, it's probably better off not to bother upgrading your volcanoes. Now, when you upgrade a defense, the amount of value you get from upgrading it is 100% based off of the DU cost of the original defense. So, like in this situation, the volcano cost 100. A 20 DU defense gets the most value. 100 DU defense, being the most expensive, would have the worst amount of value. So if we look at this one, for example, it's 787,000 damage per second. If I slap an upgrade onto this, 834k, not even 100,000. Actually, I don't even know if that was 10%. I'd have to go through and do the math, but definitely a small amount of upgrade value. Now, on this volcano that has a totem on it with power transfer and vampiric, we all know that power transfer and vampiric empowerment play nice with each other. So if I upgrade it, I'm going to get significantly more benefit, and it's actually going to overtake the DPS of the medallions. So if you plan on upgrading your volcanoes, you're better off using a totem and double stacking on that vampiric and power transfer to maximize the amount of DPS you get. Now, I do have 700 DU left, so I am going to go ahead and spread it around just into, try to get all of the auras up to tier 2. I'm not going to be able to get that done in one wave, but I am going to get a few. Now we know this is a hefty flyer lane here. Make sure I get all those up. We're good here. How's that one? Those two are good. And then we'll check down the road here on this side. Now, of course, the more ups I get into the auras, the least chance any cobalts are going to make it through. And I think we'll just call it good at that and see how it rolls here. Looks like I already collected all of the available mana laying around. So let's find a nice place to kick it again and, once again, enjoy the show. Now we'll have to see if, now with a few upgrades on those auras, if I have any cobalt problems. It looks like I potentially could from the center lane here, but we will have to see how the rest of this plays out. The Berserkers, of course, are getting a little close, trying to make the cut in between that volcano and that wall, and that is actually my lowest health volcano. I should probably keep an eye on that. In fact, let me collect up a little bit of mana and make sure these guys are upgraded up. Pardon me, the voice is going fast tonight, it appears. And we'll get another upgrade right there. Take care of Gribs real quick. Collect up the fat loots. Very nice, 22,800 on that medallion. I will take it. That meets the mark as being a keeper, no doubt about it. And how we holding up now? Looks like we made it through wave 2, no problems. Still cobalts through the middle, so I'm going to put another level of upgrades on those middle auras, and hopefully that will thin those out. This lane is actually really stout. This outside lane seems pretty stout too. I was concerned the most about the outside lanes, and they actually seem like they're holding their own pretty good. And I'm having issues in the mid. So let's just go ahead and get all of these guys just nice and juicy. looking good. I probably could have stacked those auras a little bit differently there to get an increased benefit. And then, not too much left. I'll just vacuum cleaner it all up here and hold on to it for next wave. Check it out again. Let's see if that middle volcano is taking much pressure again from any cobalts that come out of that center lane. Actually, using 6 volcanoes, I could have very easily saved the objective by volcanoing up a little bit closer, and that would actually allow me to stack the auras a little bit closer to the entrance, and it would have made it a bit of a no-brainer here, I think. We do have a couple of berserkers that have been making it down. Let's see if these do. No, those got wrecked. Maybe the upgrades are finally paying off here. See how this middle lane holds out. Yeah, where is Slikelion? Alright, we actually have assassins, so let me come down here and let the assassins get handled. Ogre down. And Slikelion is just coming into the auras now. Give him a little help here. Very nice. Delayed reaction on my pole smash. The 0 damage pole smash. Everything around it was already gone. Alright, still a little bit of pressure here though, so I am going to continue to upgrade these just to make sure that anything that makes it down the middle gets smoked. And then on these I think that outside lane, I'll throw a little bit love there as well, as that is a boss lane. And Slikelion's not going to be an issue, I don't think, as it is wave 4 now. And he's still just barely into the point where he's on top of the auras, so I'm not going to sweat Slikelion at all. Let's just kind of check it out and see how it's going. This is a big map, so if you don't keep an eye constantly on the mini-map, or be somewhere where you can just look at what's going on throughout the run, you could end up having yourself some difficulties. There was another cobalt came flying in. Looks like it went into the volcano as well. Didn't do a ton of damage to it, but of course it disables it for a time there, which is no good. See if we can help the Volks out by getting rid of this geode here. Geode down. We do have 1 siege roller. And then here come the assassins. Assassins getting handled. I'm just going to let that siege roller come on out. Who else do we have? Well, there he was right there. The siege roller's fully out now. I might as well just go ahead and handle him. Siege roller down. Poor little Gobu. He just got himself that new ride and everything. And still taking the heat in the middle. So I've got mixed emotions on what to do here. Now, of course, I could put upgrades into these volcanoes to give them a little bit more health. But I want to get the maximum benefit. So let's keep getting all this stuff in the center. All nice and juicy. And it's looking good there now. Throw one right there. And away we go. Slikelion, once again, didn't make it very far, so I'm not even remotely worried about him. But here come the assassins again. Alright, assassins handled. Ara's upgraded that far along. We'll make small work out of the assassins for certain. How is this wall holding up? It didn't take many shots. Maybe 1 or 2 berserker hits, is it? And keeping an eye out for geodes. There we go. The volcanoes, of course, it appears they just kind of explode on contact with the geodes. Ooh, wrecked. So they don't reflect all around the map, which is a good thing. However, of course, if the mobs aren't taking the volcano damage, then the geode has done its job, and the volcanoes are basically ineffective. Wow, that ogre got wrecked. There had to be some volcano crits and lightning strikes crits on top of it there. It looks like the geodes are actually all gone. The auras, for the most part, will handle the geodes. In fact, if I would have just waited to see if the auras were going to handle the geodes, I probably could have avoided that untimely death there. And there we go. There is a quick look at the 2 dang many volcanoes on Nimbus Reach. And I kind of deserve it, but there's my blue chest. So thank you again. Click that like button and please subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below if there's any different or unique builds that you'd like to see, and I'll do my best to try to get them handled. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.